Hey, what is up guys, Musley here back with another video, and today I've got a game on Tournament Creator. I'm going to be versus Dutch Army, yes that's right, the Red Alert 3 pro player. I heard he's an allied player, but he does play GDI a lot. So GDI, allies, GDI, is there any like resemblance between those two? Possibly. I mean, both factions specialize in air superiority more or less. I guess it's the most alike faction. Nevertheless, I'm going to be playing as the Reaper-17, not Skrin, Reaper, so no commando, no mastermind shenanigans, no teleporting hexbot. Though, guys, let's be honest, when was the last time you saw in a game hexling? Seriously, I don't think we've seen it. So the 1.02 plus, R22 and prior updates has certainly addressed the toxic gameplay mechanics that exist in this game. Yes, it is still possible to teleport a eradicate a hexbot with a mastermind, though it is not nearly as oppressive as it used to be. Now, me at this point, I will confess, I thought I was versus random. Everyone picks random, but Bleak, he only plays GDI. So scouting the left and right flanks of these buzzers is a little bit unnecessary. I got two groups of two buzzers, so I could kill his buzzers, but oh, that could have also meant I was trying to counter some V35 strategies with the hammerhead, because that is also a strategy. Though it's a bit tricky to execute that against Skrin, because the Skrin factions can just de-garrison the bunker quickly and get that spike back. They don't have to build a tier 2 to get a de-garrisoning unit, because they get them straight away, right out of the gates. These buzzers can clear buildings. And Skrin, if they come up against garrisonable buildings of any kind, they do not care one bit about them. They do 200% damage to garrisonable buildings due to the law. This is like campaign stats, right? But it passed over into the multiplayer as well. Any structure that is human, like a block of flats, anything that's garrisonable will take huge damage from Skrin units. Because they're here to destroy the world, okay? That's what Skrin do. That they were unsuccessful once they realized that the Earth-based factions were pretty advanced, more advanced than they had expected. The harvesting force, you know, they could not withstand such attacks. Sadly though, we did not see the full Skrin army appear in the sequel. In fact, there were no sequels. We will pretend to forget and ignore that the sequel ever happened. Yes, that's right. Kane Draft was the last game. That includes mobile games nowadays. That is not a continuation. Not in a long shot. Foxhole gets dug. I'm going to de-garrison this. Though sadly for me, I didn't wait long enough for that buzzer to attach to the Shardwalker. That Shardwalker is going to just have to pull back there. I'm going for Ravagers. Why are you building Ravagers? Well, building Ravagers because they kill APCs very well, actually. And I can kill those APCs, and the crucial thing is, unlike the Shardwalker response, the Ravagers can actually harass and kill Harvesters. In fact, they have an ability called the Tiberum Agitation. Only requires 2 Ravager squads, and you can kill enemy Harvesters. Deals splash damage too, so if you get 1 or 2 Harvesters clumped up on top of each other, then that's 2 dead Harvesters. Ideally, you want to be targeting the Harvester inside of the enemy refinery, because that refinery will also take damage, as well as the Harvester. So yeah, here comes the response in the form of a Watchtower, and I've got the Corruptor here. What is the Corruptor for? It's to heal the Ravagers. Because APM is not researched just yet, I can heal the damage from those APCs and Watchtowers. Only a singular Watchtower so far, but 2 of the APCs do fall right away, and my Ravagers are still alive. I'm going to put down a refinery on my expansion. Those people's taking some damage, Ravagers doing work. Now I can pull that Corruptor over to the Foxhole and take it out. EMP comes down on those Watchtowers. A little bit of a waste from me. Could have saved it for potential aircraft, but I want to use it so the cooldown, which is 180 seconds on that EMP, can start ticking down once again. There are some pitbulls, so yeah, perhaps it was a little bit of a mistake, because the pitbulls are now counter-attacking me. But yeah, super unorthodox opening for me. This is not a standard strat, but I do think it's a good strategy, especially if your opponent's going for like an MRT push, especially versus Steel Talent MRTs. I think this is a great thing to do. because they only have the mines to be concerned about. But you know what? Ravagers detect mines. They didn't used to in vanilla. EA forgot to include the infantry stealth detection code for Ravager squads, but that was fixed a while ago in this community patch. This is predominantly a patch to fix bugs, make units that suck, not suck. That's what R22 does. Epic units, tripod, shardwalkers, none of this has been altered since vanilla. They're all more or less the same stats. There's not been many nerfs at all. It's mostly been buffs to the units that were horrible. But for early Tiberium Wars patches, a lot of units like the Shock Trooper were simply buffed for Tiberium Wars stats, right? But then Kane's Draft introduced these upgrades which deal, well, yeah, upgrades that deal 100% more damage in the case of AP ammo. And that is not good news for those infantry forces that did not get anything to combat that. In the case of Black Hand, it works well because the what am I talking about? The Black Disciple member has so much health. It's 500 health for a singular member of a Black Hand Disciple. Of course, one Disciple per squad. You don't have to make Black Hand squads, but they are also very tanky as well. So here comes the attack. That Ravager play I did not work out too well. I've got a Mechapede here with a combination of shards and disc. This will force the APCs back. One APC falls right away. So this Mechapede was an emergency Mechapede. My tier 3 goes down. So yeah, I'm now on tier 2 once again. I got these growth stimulators which will give me 15 credits every 5 seconds. That is not a lot of resources, but over a span of a couple minutes, that can pay for the growth stimulator. Plus, like the growth accelerator, they increase the rate at which Tiberium grows by 50%. That is unaltered from vanilla. There's no reason for it to be changed. It's pretty good. The health, though, on those growth stimulators is more competitive than vanilla. It's like 3,000 health now. In vanilla, there were 1,000 health, plus the armor sucked. Even rifleman damage could kill them. They didn't see play due to this. They can withstand an Orca Strike now. That's the criteria for the change, and the fact that they just didn't have any resistance at all. So our Harvester gets destroyed at that blue tip field, carrying some blue Tiberium. It's going to spawn a Tiberium crystal if it contains more than one Tiberium crystal. Mecha Beast will encounter a force of Predator tanks. EMP gets used on those mechas. Nice use of the EMP. Because it's going to force me to use the phase field. I really can't afford to lose 2 Mecha Beasts. That's too much for me to bear, so I'm going to use the phase field and get away with those Mechapeds. Now, what I've done here is I've purposefully damaged my technology assembler. So I have the enter icon for the simulator already there. So I can preemptively repair my technology assembler. I can time it just right and repair it while it's being bombed, and the Firehawks won't be able to destroy my tier 3. Alternatively, I can put down a storm column, but players have learned how to avoid that. What they do is they send a V-35 in, or they just make 5 Firehawks and bomb the tier 3. Losing a Firehawk for a technology assembler is an absolutely amazing trade. Upgrade complete. I've got the force field. I'm a little bit behind here because I was delayed. My tier 3 got destroyed. I'm going to summon in the Icor Seed. Reaper-17 have a good eco due to the support powers. In the late game, I can even use the Overlord's Wrath, which will summon in a respawning Tiberium field. So that only lasts apparently for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. I checked the code and it isn't permanent, believe it or not. The Overlord's Wrath Tiberium field apparently is destroyed after 30 minutes, but rare are the games where that is going to be a thing. So let's just say it's an extra field. You want to be careful on this map. You don't want to send your epic unit over those bridges, especially as Reaper-17, because you don't have a mastermind to teleport that back. Nor do I think you can teleport things off of bridges. Don't think that's possible. Got these Mecha P's just for recon, really. They're equipped with this, so if I encounter Firehawks, I'll be able to deal with them pretty promptly. Eradicate support as well, just looking for some kills. I'm trying to gather resources to build an army worthy of Mordor. No, just kidding, wrong game, wrong universe, but We're building tripods up, and we got lots of shard walkers for those pesky zone heads, which will probably come out soon. Just having a drink here, because this game is going to continue. It's going to be a pretty wild game. Lots of shard walkers, and get that blue shard upgrade. Not before getting shard launch, which is also a good upgrade to have as well, especially versus the Firehawk threat. Fortunately, that drone ship could deploy. Firehawks bomb the drone ship, do pitiful damage. I don't have a gravity stabilizer, so here would be a good time to invest in one of those, just in case I lose my drone ship. I'm taking a risk here, but at the same time, this pushes game or nothing. If this attack does nothing, then I lose immediately. So I'm going to bank all my money into building units, building reinforcements. The drone ship being moved along is going to be used to place down AA turrets, buzzer hives, and it's also going to be used to reclaim husks by building a portal and then queuing engineers. So I'm going to wait till I can get as many units as possible for this stasis shield, because I know he's got an army behind this. This is a lot of units, a ton of units. But here's a good opportunity to use that. What I could have done there was Overlord's Raft, but I didn't have the resources, nor did I have a tier 3 at that point. Phase Field gets used again. Marv will get EMP'd by those tripods and destroyed pretty promptly. Hexbot is now going to be getting resources for all the kills, but not when it's EMP'd. That ability is disabled whilst EMP'd, and you can see these resources are now going to the Scrim player. Now this army has come out of the stasis, and unfortunately I don't have any Devastators. I'm Reaper-17, so I'm going to have to overwhelm this force. And this Hexbot has no chance of retreating. The most it can do here is get some money for me. My tripods will be able to get resources, and look at my income while that Hexbot's alive, though not any longer. Firehawks fly in. He may have lost one Hawk, so he's not going to have the ability now to destroy my tier 3 in one go. And I still have an army of tripods, though those are under threat now because there are EMP Grenadiers out and Sonic Emitters, as well as Juggernauts, which I have no proper response to. I've also gifted him a lot of husks, so this game is going south pretty quickly for me. Even a Ravager squad back there, not sure where that came from. Was that a survivor from the early part of the game? Must have been, because there is a almost dead squad there. Ravagers go in valiantly, try and take out something, not before getting shredded by a Sonic Emitter. Rest in peace, Ravager. That is now no more, nor is my drone ship. That actually is down as well. Icor C gonna be recycled. That's just something you should do all the time. And I was like, oh crap, there's a freaking tripod husk there. I need to deal with that somehow. I was thinking, let's use the lightning spike, because the Sonic Emitter will kill the husk. Never mind, it doesn't kill the husk. So he's gonna get a tripod. Growth Stimulator is still alive. You can see it's keeping my economy going on that second field. And since the expansion, my third expansion, is not too far away, I'm going to go to Long Leech Tiburum as well here. I've got another Eradicated Hexbot out. This buffs infantry nearby, gives them extra army. It's about plus 25% armor on infantry. Infantry glow purple when it has that effect. This is not a exclusive to R22 change. This was actually in vanilla too. It's just EA didn't visualize it with any sort of glow. All I did was just add a glow to it, so you can see that your infantry is getting changed. EMP control. I want to take this out because it's a nuisance. Him using Shockwave and this in the next fight would be devastating for me. I have no way to avoid it. Now I can dodge one EMP because my shields units have that ability, but no more. Eradicated Hexbot has triple descents inside of it. Very cost effective. It's only $900 to garrison up one's Hexbot with 3 descent segments. I think I have actually one Ravager in there too, from potentially a squad, because I didn't sell any infrastructure off. I want to keep all my buildings alive. Now there's a blue Ravager inside of that Hexbot, which means the Hexbot will also deal blue shard damage. You can see it's shooting those blue shards, which is going to deal more damage, though not against structures, obviously, mostly against infantry. Some infantry chasing me, possibly a bad idea. I was waiting to use the Buster Swarm support power. There's going to be some EMP too coming down. I've got a flanking force in the bottom, and I'm just hoping to distract him here while I flank him and take out his tier 3 in his main base. He doesn't have an army of aircraft at this present time. But I did pack along some shard walkers with my force here just so I can take out the odd hammerhead. But I'm allocating forces to both fights. Sonic Midder comes down. So this attack force has been routed. And a shockwave artillery comes down on my hex. But I'm going to face this quickly. There's no reason for me to take on this force without my support power ready to go. I don't have a stasis chamber anymore, so no stasis shields for me. And the airfield will go down with the Hawks on it as well. Tier 3 exposed. We've got 3 tripods in the base. Hexpod will most likely go down 2. And I see this as an opportunity, since my Hexpod's engaged with that army, to go for his base. So I'm going to go for that now. Long leash in Tiburum as this is all happening. And no artillery for me, but Reaper-17, man, they are the steamroller faction. Tripod Shard Walker, such a powerful combination. Hexpod moving in, but it's going to fall quickly to the power of those Juggernauts. It goes down there. MCV going to be destroyed, one of them, but there is a second one there for him. So he still has production, he still has eco, and my tripods are going to get taken out on the retreat here. So I've lost my epic unit. I've still got my force of units in the bottom, so I'm hitting him from 2 sides at once. In that particular instance, it was 3 engagements at once. The Eradicator Hexpod drew much of his attention. Now the Eradicator Hexpod is being queued. And I decide to use the Bottle Swarm, but he smartly uses the Jump Jet ability and should take out those buzzers quickly. I've got an army of Shard Walkers, and I'm going to queue another Eradicator Hexpod. I'm doing really well here. Reaper-17 have basically endless economy. This is the faction trait. While you don't have Devastators, while it might be trickier to win engagements with the same amount of units, it doesn't matter because you can win by just going for more units. Your opponent is out of tip. You yourself as Reaper-17, due to the abilities it has, can keep on going. Reaper-17 can keep on going. They have more gas than the other factions do. There's a husk there. I'm going to try and take that one out. That's a veteran tripod, so I want to keep that alive if I can. And I've got the conversion reserves upgrade 2, which increases the amount of green shots they can fire by 100%, which is pretty substantial. It would be wise of me to charge all my tripods with one of those Tiberium crystals. Furthermore, in R22, a bug has been fixed where 2 of the Overlord's Wrath crystals cannot be charged from. Yes, you can now charge from all of those crystals and even harvest them. They won't auto harvest like they did before and then return to base with 1 crystal harvested. So all of those will be... And also, if you didn't know, guys, you can charge from an extractor if you've got $10,000 or more. So you can just charge from your refineries as Reaper-17, which might be more convenient if you've got like 50 tripods. See a striking force of infantry there. And I'm going to wait until I have overwhelming forces. I've got Shard Walkers. I see I've got many tripods. There's no way he's going to win a ground force army fight with mammoths at this point, or juggernauts. That's so many tripods, especially with the charge. It's just way too much. Eradicate Hexpod out in front and tripods. It's simply unreasonable to expect this engagement to go well with armor. It's going to be infantry, it's going to be aircraft. That's why I'm building a lot of Shard Walkers here. 10 tripods, 20 Shard Walkers. I mean, what are you going to do? Even zone heads can't really kite Shard Walkers that well. And just like the previous fight, I'm using the Eradicator Hexpod as bait. This is just for bait. Oh, look, a Hexpod here. He's going to devote his whole army to killing that. But it doesn't matter because I have my main army going in from the south. This is a better location to engage. The choke point's a little wider. I'm going to need that as Reaper-17 because I'm just going to steamroll in with my tripods. This is Reaper-17's faction design. They aren't subtle. They go in and cause mayhem. Especially with that green charged laser. The DPS is insane. Those Juggernauts never stood a chance. There's another army of Juggernauts which I didn't quite scout or reveal, but once those tripods of mine are unimpeded, they're going to be able to storm in through the rest of those tripods, and with a handful of hammerheads left to destroy, my Shard Walkers will chase them and take them out. The rest of this infrastructure is being destroyed tripods, going in, taking out all of these structures as an MCV up on that ramp. He was looking to establish another base, but it does not have time anymore, nor does he have the units. And these hammerheads are going for the base trade, but it's not going to be enough. There's already AA turrets upgraded with the green shard upgrade, so they aren't going to stand a chance. He's not going to be able to kill any of my base there, but my power was actually pretty exposed, as you see in my base. Those hammerheads could have swept in earlier and killed my whole power grid. I don't think I have any on the bottom ledge there, so a missed opportunity maybe for the Firehawks to go in and bomb me, but that does showcase a strategy with Reaper-17 that you can do. Build up units. Even though I lost my drone platform, even though the fight didn't turn out well, I was able to stay in the game through the use of those growth stimulators. They weren't dealt with, and that flanking maneuver there with the hex pod on one side and the army on the other side really did win me that game there. It draws attention, and I was able to get that kill on the tier 3, denying the sonic emitter spam. He was building sonics. He had 2 MCVs. Very tricky to deal with sonic emitters and grenadiers as Reaper-17, but that's one of the counters to it. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to this video. If you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to hit the like button. I'd really appreciate that. And before you go, I want to say that if you want to see more of these videos and stay notified, then don't forget to follow me on YouTube. And lastly, thank you to all my Patreon members for supporting me and my channel and keeping this game going, and the patch as well. So I'll see you all later, guys. This is me, Master Leaf. Peace out.